Hello, it's me, RachaelLyn, and I am here to tell you all about some ways that I have saved some money recently. The first way that I have recently saved some major money is lowering my phone plan. I was overdue for a new phone, and I just was kind of putting it off because I didn't know if I wanted a new phone. I love my phone and it still works perfectly fine. And so instead of buying a new phone plan, like a new phone and getting a whole new plan and, paying all that money for a new phone, I kept my phone that I had and I updated my plan. And I have Verizon and I like their service even though they are pretty expensive. So I wanted to stay with Verizon because we've always had Verizon, like since before it was Verizon and before it was whatever that was and before it was whatever that was, like we've just kind of like always stayed with the same service. And that's probably not a money saving tip that I would probably suggest. I would probably actually say shop around more, find something cheaper. I'm sure you can find it. I think I just have this weird, like, extreme loyalty thing. Anyway, I have had other services. I've had T-Mobile. T-Mobile's a good service. I didn't have any problems with them, but I just have Verizon. So anyway, off on a tangent. I wanted to keep it. Even if it's not the absolute cheapest. So my original phone plan was $94.90 a month, and that's with a bonus discount that I get because of my job. So if you are interested in that, if you have Verizon, I would ask them about discounts for certain professions because they do have it. So make sure that you ask about that because I save 18% with my discount because of what I do. I've always had that discount, so I don't really count that in my savings. So anyway, my phone plan, I paid $94.90. I had my cell phone, and I also took advantage about 2.5 years ago of a special that included a tablet, like a free tablet, and it was just an extra $10 a month for that phone line. And at the time, when I didn't really care about money, is like $10 a month, that's no big deal. Well, now $10 a month, that's a big deal to me. So I decided to let that go. Now, I still have my tablet. I use it occasionally. I pretty much play Candy Crush and use the Wi-Fi at home, and that's pretty much like all I do with my tablet. So, and I don't even play it that often. So to me, it's no big deal. So I dropped that line. Plus, Verizon had a better deal with the exact same service I had: unlimited text, unlimited voice, and 2 gigabytes of data, which is exactly what I had before on my plan, but saved like at least $20 a month for that plan. Also, I found out on my cell phone plan that I was being charged $4.99 a month for VZ Navigator, which I used to have way before there were a lot of apps out for like GPS apps. Well, apparently I was still paying for it. Like all this time, I was paying $5 a month extra for something that I never used because I use the Waze app. If you haven't heard of Waze, W-A-Z-E, it's awesome. I love that app, and I use that to get around, and it's absolutely free. And I love that you can kind of like post what's going on. So like if you're at the head of like a traffic jam, you can actually like tell people what's going on, and I like knowing what's going on. So I know whether or not it's something that I can get around or avoid or things like that. So anyway, I love that app. So my point is, check your bill. Make sure you're not being charged for extra things that you don't use on your plan. I don't know what my new total is going to be, but it should go down to like $60 or less. I'm hoping it's more like $50, maybe like $53. That's a huge savings. I just saved like at least $30 a month right there. So the second thing that I saved on is my car insurance. I pretty much religiously every 6 months shop for new car insurance. I've always paid the monthly payment because I've never had enough money to pay in full, but I happen to have enough money this time around. I was able to pay in full, and I saved an extra $20. Plus, like, instead of like service fees each month, like, I think it might be more than $20 I might have saved. But I shop for car insurance every 6 months. I've always either I have Progressive, and I've always found Progressive to either be the cheapest, or if they're not the cheapest, I will call them and tell them I found cheaper insurance somewhere else. But I really like Progressive, and I want to stay with Progressive, and how can they get me lower, like this other quote that I found? And they've always brought my bill down to match, or at least close enough that I could justify like staying with them instead of changing insurances. And oh my gosh, so I was paying about what is it with $94? About $94 and I think 5 cents a month for my car insurance. So I paid off this car in, I think, August of 2016. And I've looked up the car value just to know what my car is worth on Kelley Blue Book, and looking at, you know, the personal sale. My car is worth about $3,000 to $4,000. Which isn't a whole lot, considering I actually paid $12,000 for it, and it was 2 years old, and plus, like, that doesn't even include the insurance, or not the insurance, the interest that I paid on it over the 5-year period that I paid on the car. So I mean, I paid a lot for this car, and it's only worth $3,000 to $4,000. So yeah. That's what happens when you're in an emergency. And I might tell you the story about how I got this car one day, because it is quite a story. Let's move on. Okay, so my car's been paid off for a while. It's only worth about $3,000 to $4,000. I have been saving money the last several months, and I have enough money in the bank that I could replace. Not that I would want the exact same car, but I could get like a beater car, no problem. Probably about the same amount as this car. And I don't consider this car a beater. I really don't. I mean, I have been putting a little bit more money into it lately, but so far it's still a great little car. So I have enough money that I myself can replace it. So I kind of feel like I'm kind of self-insured in a way with my car, because I do have money in savings. So I lowered everything on my car. I don't have comprehensive. I don't have collision. I basically have insurance so that if I somehow hit somebody, like, I'm covered, because you have to have that insurance. But if something happens to my car, I'm pretty much going to have to deal with it and pay for it myself. That lowered my car insurance a lot. So I used to pay $94.05 every month, and that included like a service fee, because I was paying monthly and all of that. Well, I found my car insurance still on Progressive. I got it for $390 and something cents, and I paid that in full and saved $20. So like, my insurance, I guess you could say it's a little over $400, right around $400 for 6 months. I've done the math on it. I don't know, hold on. So we'll just round it to 400 divided by 6 months. That's like $66 a month, which is way cheaper. So I saved a ton of money on my car insurance, and I feel like I'm in a commercial right now. Let me just put this out there that anything that I say or saying that I have, I am not sponsored in any way by any of these places. These are just what I use, and I just wanted to share. So those are 2 huge ways that I saved money one day, and I did this all on a day that I was sick. I was sick all last week. I only missed half a day of work, although I should have missed I should have missed that second day. I really should have been off, but I just couldn't do it. I had a half a day off. I went in and I was feeling terrible and I just was so run down, and a coworker convinced me that, yeah, you need to leave. You need to go get some rest. You need to get better. You probably should be out tomorrow too, but I mean, I really needed to be off, but everything going on at work right now, I just couldn't do it. So, I was sick. I went home while I was taking Sudafed, which explains why I wasn't sleeping. Like, I couldn't sleep when I got home. I wasn't tired. It's because I was taking Sudafed. And I realize that now. At the time, I was like, I don't know why I'm not tired. So anyway, I was sick and I was at home and I didn't have anything else to do because I was awake. And so I decided to go and save me a whole bunch of money on my cell phone bill and my car insurance. And so I just encourage you to look at those things and see how you can save in those ways. So hopefully I have convinced you to somehow go and save some money, whether it's your cell phone bill, your car insurance, or maybe there's something else out there. Maybe you can lower your cable bill. I don't pay a cable bill, so I can't save in that way, but maybe you can take out the movie channels and live without those, or maybe you can do without cable altogether, because Netflix is awesome and only costs, well, my cost is going up to $10.99, so $11 a month. But $11 a month is a whole lot better than $50, $70, $100 for cable. So if I have encouraged you to save money, let me know down in the comments below. If you have saved money in other ways and you can help me out, please let me know. Leave me a comment, like this video. And thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that I have helped you out in some way. So I will see you in the next one. Bye! I don't know what this guy's doing. August? Yeah. Wow. It just fell. Whoa, was that fun?